Hey guys, welcome to the channel for my Premier League predictions. Game week 28. Game week 27 was an exciting week and I got spot on predictions in game week 27. I got Manchester City versus Manchester United game spot on, and going to this week I'm looking out to get another spot on predictions. If you're new here, subscribe to the channel, put on the notification bell. Anytime I release a video, you may be one of the first people to get notified. Without wasting much of your time, let's get into the game week 28 predictions. To begin, the first game in game week 28 is between Manchester United versus Everton. This game is coming on at the Old Trafford. In game week 27, Manchester United lost 3-1 against Manchester City in the Manchester derby, and going to that game I predicted a 3-1 victory for City, and indeed it happened. City won by 3-1. But going to this game, Manchester United versus Everton, I think this game will be a very tough and interesting game, but I'm predicting 2 goals in this game. I'm predicting Manchester United 1, Everton 1. Moving on to the next game is between AFC Bournemouth versus Sheffield United. In game week 27, Sheffield United lost 6-0 against Aston, and going to this game in game week 28 will be an interesting game despite Sheffield is at the bottom of the table, and in game week 27 Bournemouth too also got a win. So going to this game, I think it will be an interesting game despite I think Bournemouth will get an edge over Sheffield United. So going to this game, I'm predicting a 2-1 victory for Bournemouth. Bournemouth to Sheffield United 1. So moving on to the next game is between Crystal Palace versus Luton Town. In game week 27, Luton Town lost 3-2 against Aston Villa, and going to this game in game week 28 will be an interesting game, and I'm tipping Crystal Palace to get a victory over Luton Town. That's why Luton Town has been impressive. They have been scoring a couple of goals, but they are not doing much to at least end all the 3 points. So going to this game, I'm predicting Crystal Palace 3, Luton Town 1. Moving on to the next game in game week 28 is between Wolves versus Fulham. In game week 27, Fulham got a 3-0 victory over Brighton, which was an impressive performance despite Wolves lost their game in game week 27. But going to this game in game week 28 will be a tough game against Fulham. I will not be shocked if this game ends in a draw. But going to this game, I'm predicting a 2-2 draw. Wolves 2, Fulham 2. Moving on to the next game in game week 28 is between Arsenal versus Brentford. Arsenal, in their past 5 Premier League games, they've not scored anything less than 3 goals in a game. And going to this game against Brentford, who also in game week 27 drew 2-2 with Chelsea, I think going to this game will be an interesting game, and we all know this is another London derby. Going to this game will be a tough game, but we know Arsenal is Arsenal. They are on form and they are scoring many goals as they can. But going to this game, I'm not sure they will get that too many goals in this game. I'm predicting a slight win for Arsenal. I'm predicting Arsenal 3, Brentford 2. Moving on to the next game in game week 28 is between Aston Villa versus Tottenham Hotspur. We all know Aston Villa in game week 27, they got a 3-2 victory over Luton Town, and Tottenham Hotspur also got a 3-1 victory. But going to this game week 28 will be an interesting, and we know it's a tough game, and going to this game I'm predicting a draw here. I'm predicting Aston Villa 2, Tottenham Hotspur 2. Moving on to the next game in game week 28 is between Brighton versus Nottingham Forest. In game week 27, Nottingham Forest lost 1-0 to Liverpool, which was a last minute winner by Darwin Núñez. I think Nottingham Forest in recent days have been improving, and they are playing better as compared to the early stage of the season. But going to this game against Brighton team, who has also did form, I think this game will be a tough and interesting game. I'm predicting Brighton 2, Nottingham Forest 1. Moving on to the next game is between West Ham United versus Burnley. In game week 27, West Ham got a 2-1 victory, and Burnley also lost their game in game week 27. But going to this game in game week 28 will be an interesting and a tough game at the London Stadium. I think going to this game, West Ham is going to get the win, and I'm predicting West Ham United 3, Burnley 1. Moving on to the game of the week in Premier League, game week 28 is between Liverpool versus Manchester City. This is the game of the week in Premier League, game week 28. I think City in game week 27 got a 3-1 victory over Manchester United, and Liverpool also got a 1-0 victory over Nottingham Forest. We know Liverpool are now on top of the table, and City is also chasing them. Going to this game will be an interesting game at Anfield. I think it will be a tough game, but I'm predicting a draw here. Liverpool 2, Manchester City 2. Moving on to the last game in game week 28 is between Chelsea versus Newcastle United. Chelsea in game week 27 drew 2-2 with Brentford, and Newcastle also got a victory in game week 27. But going to this game in game week 28 will be an interesting game at the Stamford Bridge. Going to this game, I'm predicting a slight victory for Chelsea. I'm predicting Chelsea 2, Newcastle United 1. And there will be an outstanding fixture between AFC Bournemouth versus Luton Town. This is an outstanding fixture from game week 17. Bournemouth versus Luton Town. Going to this game, I'm predicting a 2-1 victory for Bournemouth. Bournemouth 2, Luton Town 1. Oh yes, this has been my predictions for Premier League game week 28. If you're new, subscribe to the channel, put on the notification bell. Anytime I release a video, you may be one of the first people to get notified. Subscribe to the channel, like this video. My like target for this video is just 100 likes. Like, comment your predictions at the comment section. Till we meet in another video. Bye bye for now.